Have you ever been in the room where you felt like you did not belong? And instead of leaving the room, you decided to prove that you belong there. That was nursing school. As an immigrant, English was not my first language. I had people around me who had been I was starting from scratch. But I want to tell you what happened when I refused to quit. But why nursing? When I decided to pursue nursing, people asked me, why nursing? Why not something else? And my answer was always the same, because nursing puts you right there, right at the bedside, right in the moment when someone needs you the most. I had seen what
focused on expanding access to our anti-malarial agent,
and I wanted to be the person who shows up, the person who sits with someone in pain and says, I'm here, I will take care of you. Nursing was never just a career for me. It was just a calling. And that calling is what carried me through every hard day. Now, a little bit of background on where I started. Here at RSC and University College, LPN back in 2013. I started my nursing education at University College. In 2013, I earned my licensed practical nursing certificate that was my first credential, my first official proof that I belong in this field. I want to pause here to tell you something about that moment. When I saw my name on that document, I thought about every doubt I had, every moment that I wonder if I was good enough, every person who had ever made me feel like an outsider. And I thought, look at this. Look what I did. That piece of paper was not just a nursing certificate. It was evidence that I was capable of more than people expected of me, more than I sometimes expected of myself. And then I went on from LPN, and I went on to get my RN. 3 years later, back in 2016, I earned my associate in nursing from Indiana University College. I'm very, very proud of. Those years were not easy. Nursing school is never easy. That's the true story. But nursing school, when you are also working, when you're building a life in a new country, when you are balancing family, that is a different kind of hard. And if you have a family, you have kids, and you understand, trying to juggling all that stuff and going to school full time. There were nights I studied until I could not keep my eyes open. There were moments I questioned whether I could do it. But I also had something that no textbook could give me, which is purpose. I knew why I was doing this, and that why was stronger than any obstacles. And I didn't stop there. I went to get my bachelor's degree in 2018. I completed my bachelor's degree in that year, 2018, and that's also at IRSC and University College. By that point, I had been in nursing for several years. I had seen patients, I had held their hands, I had delivered hard news, I had celebrated. And my bachelor's in nursing, or BSN, solidified something for me. I was not just a nurse, I was a clinician, a professional, someone who had invested years in mastering this craft. From LPN certificate to my bachelor's degree as a nurse, as registered nurse, it took me 5 years of consistent, deliberate effort. And I want you to hear me very clear. Every single year was worth it. I have no regrets. Being in long-term care and working for a very well-known hospital, my clinical career took me in 2 settings that shaped me profoundly. First, I worked in the long-term care as a nurse supervisor for 2 years. And in that role, I was responsible not just for patients, but for teams, for systems, for the quality of care across the entire facility. That experience taught me leadership before I ever thought of myself as a leader. Then I joined a hospital. I did travel nursing and as charge nurse on the floor. And per diem, one of the most respected health system in the world, that hospital that I worked for. Working there enforced everything that I believe about clinical excellence. The standard was high. The expectations were high. And I met them. And I constantly checking myself. Every shift at the hospital reminded me I earned the seat at this table. What I want you to do is this. If you are in nursing school right now, or thinking about it, or I need you to do this for me. It is hard. It is supposed to be hard. The difficulty is not a sign that you are in the wrong place. It is a sign that you are being prepared for something that is very important. Take it from me. Push through. And you will get there. And in part 3, I'm going to tell you the story of how a bedside nurse became a business owner and why that transition was the scariest, most necessary thing I ever did. Please, if you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe. And leave me a comment. Tell me where you are in your nursing journey. Are you a student? Are you a new grad? Are you a veteran nurse? Let me know in the comments. I read every single comment. I'll see you in part 3. Take care.